Alright, so hand builders, what you're going to be doing is working on your Orga-Metric sculpture. Okay, so your Orga-Metric sculpture is going to be having an organic element and it's going to be having a geometric element, okay? It also has to be three-dimensional, so it should look good from all different sides, and it should be about 6 inches at its biggest dimension. Okay, so that's not big at all. Alright, so it all depends on your design. And also you should be inspired by the stuff that you looked at from the Orga-Metric presentation. Okay, so go ahead back and visit that and see what's up. So I'm going to show you mine in a second here, and then I'm going to show you how I made it. And then if you have any questions, let me know. It doesn't take that long to do, and it should be pretty fun. Okay, so let's take a look at what I made. So this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing an Orga-Metric sculpture. All right, and what that means is that you can have an area that's organic and something that is geometric. So you have to represent both an organic element and a geometric element. Then from there, you have to make sure that it's about 6 inches tall. Okay? It should be interesting from all angles, including the back. Okay? That's what we're looking, being inspired by one of the themes that you chose. That's my example for you guys, okay? So these are the materials you're going to need for this final sculpture. Okay, so obviously I've got my tools. I don't know that I'm going to use all of them, but you know, I have them there. I have my wire tool. I've got my pieces of clay. This is actually the same size as the one that I gave you. Then I have some things for textures. Okay, so you know, I've got this thing. I've got a bottle cap. Haha, root beer. You thought something else. I know it. Okay, and then you know, to be able to cut some straight lines, I have an old ID here. You know, because it's not like I'm going to need it the rest of the semester, right? Or whatever. Anyway, it's an old one. Look at it. Ew! Anyway, so I've got some of those things. And anything else can be a texture tool, you know. So, I mean, I've got this. I can push into the clay and everything to create some more texture. So that's what's at. Okay? Then the other thing, too, is that I have handy is I have the blow dryer, right? The hair dryer. And I have that in case the clay gets too hard. I'm going to be able to soften it with the hair dryer. Okay, I already went through and softened it quite a bit, but just in case I need to soften it again, I have it handy. Okay, so go ahead and get your stuff and meet me here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these two pieces of clay and I'm going to put them together. Okay, now you'll notice that this isn't like the regular clay when we put this together, so I'm actually kind of like squeezing it and I'm twisting it. Okay, and I do this just so that I could get out air bubbles and I could actually mix it up. Okay, I'm not going to wedge it like the other clay, okay, because that's just too hard. So this doesn't take a long time to do. Okay, get into a nice mass, right, and I'm good to go. Okay, now again, if this is too hard, take the blow dryer and warm it up a little bit. Okay, you'll notice that mine is starting to get a little bit hard, which is fine. That's okay. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's what you basically want to do. Okay, now by doing this, what I'm doing is I'm squeezing it, compressing it. It is warming it up a little bit, and it's getting out some of the air bubbles that are inside of there because I'm squeezing it out. Okay, fold it in, and now I'm good to go. Okay, so go ahead, take about a minute or two, get it nice and soft. I think I'm gonna take my blow dryer to this just to make it a little bit softer. Okay. Okay, now that I have my clay ready. And I have my tools. Make sure that you have your wire tool handy because that's what's going to be used to cut it. I've got my other tools handy just in case I need to sculpt or move some clay around. I've got my texture tools handy. Now, a couple things I want to make sure that you remember about this, okay, is that there needs to be one organic element and one geometric element. So it has to be a combination of both, right? So you take the organic and you take the geometric and you're going to put them together and create one sculpture. Pretty neat, huh? Right? Got it? Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Make sure that you're being inspired by something. So I'm going to be inspired by archery. Okay. And I'm going to be, so the bow, and I'll show you what parts in a second are going to come up over here. Okay. I'm going to be by my bow and then also a Mayan temple. Okay. Because, you know, I really love the Mayan culture and the Mayan temples. So that's what I'm going to be building. Okay? All right, so check it out. now that I'm done with my form, so this is my base. Okay, take a look at it. Would you describe this as organic or geometric? You know, I would definitely say that it's geometric. And so now, where's my organic element? That's a good question, right? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding texture using my bottle cap to make something organic, make it stand out, okay? So I'm probably gonna add some organic texture to this and to this to make it look a little bit more like it's made out of a different material. That's my goal with it, okay? So you can kind of see like the temple form in here, but also kind of like that recurve arrow or bow form in here as well. So you can definitely see my influences. I mean, one would even say that that's more like of an arrowhead. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some texture to this. All right, here we go. So here I have my form, right? Now the thing is, I'm looking at this, and really when I look at it from here and I look at it from here, they're two very different things, right? And I really like this. Okay, so far I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. Now my only problem though is that when I look at this side of the sculpture, I feel it's kind of boring, okay? I don't feel it really has like a visual interest to it. So I'm gonna do something to this and see what happens. I'm gonna see about possibly putting some kind of shapes on here just to make it look a little bit more interesting. Okay. So I think that is much more interesting, right? I'm thinking to add another one down in here. So now that I've got this side done, I think I'm gonna do the other side, okay? But I'm not gonna show you that right now, okay? So that's basically where we want to get to, okay? So again, remember we've got organic, okay, which is my texture. You can have organic shapes too, so or forms to your sculpture. It doesn't have to be all geometric. Okay, I chose that for mine. Okay, so there's my organic, and then my entire form is geometric, as are these. Okay, so you can see I fulfill the requirements. Also, one of the requirements is that it has to be at least 6 inches on its biggest side. Okay, and boom, nailed it. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, 3-dimensional. Okay, not flat. Looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up, and you'll see it later, or actually you'll see it first. Okay, have fun. So there's the finished one. There's the finished artwork. Notice we have some geometric and some organic elements, which is the requirement, right? When there are the requirements is that it be about 6 inches on its shortest side, or excuse me, on the longest side. And I am just short. Oh well. Okay. Also, it's not flat. It's in the round, meaning I could look at it from all different sides. All right. So there you go. Orga-Metric sculpture completed. Have fun.